Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is the Real Estate Marketing Roundtable. Yes, yes, there is a pink guitar to my left, but we're going to be talking about some amazing stuff today. We're going to be talking about incredible things in regards to marketing, getting your brand out there, some incredible things that are coming up.
Story time.
It is going to be story time.
We got a story time today.
It is story time.
That's why I'm pulled up to the campfire. I've got somebody give me some marshmallows.
And there you go.
And a shot of vodka. Thank you very much. But until then, guys, here's our countdown. All right, there it is, guys and gals. Welcome to the main show. I have Mr. Nick Sakis. I have Mr. Jake Wolf. Nick, say hello to the world.
What's up, gentlemen? I lost 5 pounds last week. I'm on the straight and narrow again.
Woo-hoo!
I'm feeling pretty good. I did a TikTok stitch the other day of this superhuman athlete that was pretty just the guy that you can see the fibers in his chest muscle kind of guy, right? I was feeling really good about myself, and I was scrolling through TikTok, and then I see this guy running with his shirt off, and I'm like, damn it.
Well,
I'm never going to be that guy. I'm never going to be that guy.
Pizza. He never has a beer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's no fun. I'm sorry. I just can't do that.
No fun.
Nose.
I do have a real estate client. His wife is 50, somewhere around there, and she just did a 6-month stint of a bodybuilding / whatever competition. Went from no experience, and she came in 9th place. And I told this was one of my previous customers. He's bought a lot of houses with us. And I told him, I said, hey man, congratulations on your wife. You know, it's really awesome. Her first competition. She came in 9th out of like 50 people. And then I said, congratulations to you, because I know you had to deal with a very hangry wife for a very long time. And he said, hangry is an understatement. He said, as soon as they were done, she was eating Rolos and Skittles in the fucking bathroom. Before she even got changed. So yeah, there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into 5% body fat, basically.
You know, Nick, you said something that's interesting to me. People these days do look around social media and then aspire to or wish they were. And I urge everybody to look inward. Just start loving yourself for who you are, and also love your business. Right
there, you go.
Don't aspire to go ahead and necessarily need to be like somebody else. If you love your business from the inside out, it's going to grow. And without you even knowing it, other people will be looking at you saying, I want to be like you.
Love that.
Love yourself. Love your business.
You have to love yourself on every angle. You know, right now, as we record this, I've been up since 3:32 in the morning because I have a dog that has diarrhea. And thank God he talks to us and he lets us know he has to go outside. So I go outside 3 times in the middle of the night. And so the reason why I tell this story is the fact that, like, talking about being real to your clients and to your customers really relates. Like, Nick lost 10 pounds, 5 pounds, 15 pounds?
5 pounds last week.
5 pounds last week. That's in a week. That's a pound a day, ladies and gentlemen. That is incredible. Now, when's the last time you've been honest with your clientele? Has it been yesterday, 2 months ago, 10 years ago? Because honesty is it's got a lot of leverage in today's society. Jake, if someone was not honest with you when you were serving in the military, and thank you for your service, Memorial Day was a couple of days ago per this recording, would you respect someone who did lie to you or did not lie to you?
Well, that's an easy answer, right? So you're only going to go so far. Always find something to go ahead and get behind that is truthful and honest, and drive it hard forward. That's a very easy answer.
Well, that's the point. I mean, honesty is something that's very hard to come by. And you guys know me at this point. You hear my voice, you see my face. Honesty is something that has been an issue for me when it comes to personal relationships. And my girlfriend right now, she beats me over the freaking head with a boot, with a belt on top of it when I'm not telling the truth. So when I tell the truth, things come out incredibly easy because I'm honest. Nick, I want to hear the last time you were the most honest you could be.
I mean, 2 years ago when I basically took a picture of myself with my shirt off every day for social media, documenting my weight loss journey. Right.
Yep.
To piggyback on that for this show, so the first of all, the story time that we were talking about in the beginning was not Greg's dog's diarrhea story. So stick around. That wasn't it. Okay.
Oh, trust
Uh,
me, it's horrible.
Second of all, I do think that the reason why, the main reason why, when people listen to our show or they listen to any other guru talking about social media marketing or video marketing, or you got to get on YouTube, you got to get on TikTok, you have to create content. I think the main reason why people don't do it is because they're putting up a facade. They are putting up a front on social media. If you came to social media, if you came to video like you do in your everyday life, you would have an endless amount of content because you wouldn't have to be thinking about the front that you're putting on. You wouldn't have to be thinking about anything other than I want to share this piece of content with my community because you're being real and authentic. So if you can make that divide, if you can make that flip switch in your head and not be afraid of documenting who you are, you'll open up the floodgates to the amount of content that you can produce on a daily basis because you're not fronting anything. It doesn't have to be the perfect backdrop or
Well,
whatever.
let me break in on that real quick. When it comes to what you said, who you are, what was your thought pattern when you took your shirt off and you showed your body, very sexy body, by the way, to the world, but you showed the progress of the regression in your body weight? I mean, how terrified were you when you did that first shot?
So interestingly enough, that was for accountability, right? So even though I talk about um, being your true authentic self, I probably wouldn't have lost 180 pounds if I didn't have that ridiculous accountability of creating that following online and showing people that I was coming to work every single day and then posting every single week of my results, because I basically put that on myself. What ended up happening, and again, this is another reason why people don't do a lot of content, is because they're looking for instant gratification after video one, right? They're looking for some sort of ROI after video number 2 or 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like in the case of my weight loss or any other video that I do, this podcast, for instance, right? We've been doing this podcast for years. We come on and we talk. All we're trying to do is help one person.
Yeah.
If us coming on live today can help resonate with one person and they can change their business, that's the gratification. Does that gratification put dollars in our bank account? Not necessarily, but that's not why we do it. The same thing for my weight loss. When I had the realization that I had an addiction to food and I needed to change what I was doing, I knew that if I documented it and if I helped one person, that would be enough. It turned out that literally hundreds of people were reaching out to me, but that's how it started. It was something beyond myself. So if you treat your business, well, let's put it this way. If you have something of value, if you know that what you do is valuable, if you know that you can help people, then you wouldn't be afraid to talk about it, because you would feel like you'd be doing a disservice to other people around you if you weren't screaming from the mountaintops that you could help them. Right. So that insecurity of, oh, I'm a new agent and I don't necessarily know page 11, addendum 1 on the contract. And so I'm not an expert. Like, you have that fear that you can't help somebody. If you knew your game and you were 100% on point and you were just doing things to help people, the content totally shifts. Everything totally shifts.
Jake, I want to see you weigh in on this. I have a ton of notes here because Nick just dropped hammer and I have so many questions for him, but give me your thoughts on that.
Well, I think this is a really good spin into what we're actually wanting to talk to the audience about here today, right? And so Nick said something about getting social and being honest and representing yourself, and how there's hesitation for a lot of people to get social, to do these types of interactions because they feel like they're not being their authentic self. Now, Nick went ahead and brought up a very important article that we wanted to kind of spin into marketing and advertising for everybody. And there was a world renowned violinist. What is it? The Washington Post went ahead and put this on. Is
It
that
was
right,
like
Nick?
2007 or something. It was a long
Yeah,
time ago.
2007. And so if you guys are going to the RU Nation and want to go ahead and see this article, make sure you enter your information at the marketing roundtable on that contact form, and we'll actually get you this article out. It's a really awesome article. So the news went ahead and put one of the world's most renowned violinists in a busy subway area, right, where all of the people from the Washington D.C. metro were commuting to and from work.
I saw that one. Yeah.
Right. So awkwardly enough, they wanted to go ahead and see what the social experiment would actually do. So this same violinist, the day before, sold out a whole arena, $1,000 per ticket cost, doing some of the most beautiful mastery work. Right. So he was showing the world his works. Got into the subway area and wanted to see how many people would actually go ahead and stop, maybe give him a little bit of tip. He threw some seed money in his violin case, and the experiment was pretty interesting. So the same type of performance that he sold out a whole arena to the right audience was unbelievable. Couldn't get the same kind of publicity in a busy subway doing the exact same performance. So
standing ovation, people paying to see him,
crying.
Right.
So let's go back that up a minute, Jake. You said something that I don't think a lot of people understand when it comes to the right audience. So
the point of this, and I know, and I want to hear some of what Nick has to say about it, is once you get to that point, ladies and gentlemen, where you feel comfortable and you're doing your best performance, your best works, all right, we still have to be cognizant of the audience that you're putting it in front of. And I also want to make sure that people don't get distracted from putting together that type of a masterpiece. Putting together those masterpieces, really looking inward, building yourself something that is truly professional and authentic to you, and getting it out there to the world is important. Sometimes people get frustrated because they don't see the return that they initially expected. And most of the time it's because you didn't put it in front of the right audience at the right timing. And maybe a couple little shifts in your marketing approach and your systems can go a long way. What say you, Nick?
Yeah, for me, the concept of this whole thing is the power of branding. So we're very short-sighted for the most part as agent, and not just agents, I hate to say that, as small business owners, because we're typically on a shoestring budget, right? When we need to get more business, it's always about, who's got the latest ad, tip, trick, what can I duplicate and rip off to get the most ROI as fast as possible. And that short-sightedness oftentimes completely dilutes your brand or never builds a brand at all. So you take this guy who's a violinist, his brand was worth at a minimum $100 a seat in this specific arena, right? The people that knew who he was, that knew his brand, that knew his worth, were willing to pay $100 a seat. This other audience in the subway who had no idea who he was, they didn't know his brand, they didn't know him from Adam. They might have thought that he had a decent violin, or whatever, symphony, threw him $1. Right? I think at the end of the day, he collected like $30 or $50 or something for the same amount of time he sold out another specific arena. So this is why on this show, any of my clients that I talk to, we do this with Jake, Freedom Move USA, with Clever Agents. Like, building your brand authority is more important now than ever before, because when somebody searches your name, you might be an expert, but if you don't have that brand online that makes you look like an expert, no one's going to pay attention to you. And so that's what this is about. Don't be the expert in the subway, and social media is your subway, and nobody knows who you are, right?
A couple of things I have here. Listening to you guys, about 5+ years ago, Matt looks at me and he goes like, "Dude, you should record your cold calls live." I'm like, "What? There's nobody that's going to listen to this." And so I just started doing it. My first one, I have, I don't know, a couple 100,000 views on it or something like that. And I was just sitting there for 30 minutes by myself. And so I started building my brand on this based upon the fact that I have scripts and techniques and I can outscript pretty much any human being on God's green earth, thanks to my father and a couple other folks. But I built that because I didn't give a flying what in regards to what people are thinking about me. And when you can monetize that, bring that over to different platforms and really go crazy pants with it. I what I'm saying is this. When it comes to building your business, don't be afraid to be who you are. Be who you are. Nick is losing weight. Jake is a business owner and business builder. I am a scripter. I am a real estate agent. I am a coach. I'm a trainer. I'm a podcaster. We all have our unique traits. You have your unique traits. Hone into that, guys and gals. You're more powerful than you can ever imagine. All you have to do is reach out and just try to grab a little bit about it. Jake, as a past military individual, very highly decorated, and you've done a lot of interesting and cool things. If you could give someone advice to do one thing to take a step towards building their business, what would that be?
Action. Life is about action. If you're not taking steps forward, you're not going to get anywhere. All right. So action is the key to unlock things. And you'll find out if that action needs to go ahead and move into a different, if you need to hang a left, hang a right. As long as you're moving forward. If you have to change course, that's fine. But keep action in life. I want to mention something here real quick. I was just reading this part of this article while you were speaking, Greg, and it's interesting.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you for not paying attention to me. I really appreciate that.
I'm that good. I can hear what you're saying. So this gentleman who's the violinist, hear this emotion here, ladies and gentlemen, for a second. It says the opening is with Cachone. The opening is filled with a building sense of awe that kept him busy for a while. Eventually, though, he began to steal a sidelong glance. He says it was a strange feeling that people actually were like, who's that guy? The word doesn't come easily, he said. They were ignoring me. At a music hall, I get upset if somebody coughs or if somebody's cell phone goes off. But here, my expectations quickly diminished. I started to appreciate any acknowledgement, even a slight glance up. I was oddly grateful when somebody threw in $1 of change. And this is from a man whose talents commands up to $1,000 a minute.
Oh, wait, a minute?
A minute.
Hey, Jake, Nick and I are going to talk real quick. I want you to grab that link down, if you can get the audio on that violinist, so we can actually hear kind of what we're talking about, because it's coming down to being a perfectionist in your craft. Now, and that could be scripting, that can be calls, that could be lead generation, that could be door knocking, that could be selling homes, it could be walking a freaking dog, doesn't matter. But the guy understands his worth, like you said, per minute.
Mm-hmm.
And that is ridiculously important for everybody who's listening to my voice right now. Because, I mean, my father built a tracking sheet for me, and I've told the story 1,000 times, I know, about what my time was worth for prospecting about 10, 12, 15 years ago. It's been a long time. But the point is that once I understood that I was worth over $1,200 an hour to prospect, guess what? I love prospecting. So I made a lot of money doing it. So Nick, give me your thoughts on this. Jake, I'm going to take you off screen so you can do your thing. unless you want to stay on screen, doesn't really matter. Actually, I'm gonna leave you on screen because you're too damn good looking with that great looking suit. Nick, what's your thoughts on time versus money?
I don't trade time for money anymore, right? I
You
I
really,
think
you really killed that one.
I know,
Thank you.
but I want to back it up because like everybody does, right? I mean, I shouldn't say I don't because I do in some capacity, not as much as I used to. When you're a new agent, when you're a small business owner, that's all you do, right? You are just looking, you're surviving, you're trying to find whatever sticks and stick to it. What we're talking about right now is when you can build a brand and then you have the leverage, right? This is all about leverage. Having a business is all about leverage. Having people under you to do the tasks that you don't want to do as you grow is part of leverage.
Mm-hmm.
But building a brand is the ultimate leverage that you can do right now in 2022 moving forward because it's long term. It's the long term play. It's your business. It's just as important as building your database. Everybody says your database is your business. Like your brand, building a really strong brand is your business, right? So if you don't have that, you are going to forever just be chasing every single online lead that comes through. You're never going to get people to actually reach out to you and book an appointment on your calendar. So if you're jealous of any agent that you've seen recently that's talking about on a podcast about how they get all these calls booked on their calendar, they're only doing that with a brand. And that's it. Because people need to know, like, and trust you, vibe with what you're saying, realize that they need your service, and then reach out with you, right? Reach out to you for an appointment. So,
Okay. I love this. So when it comes to reaching out, how would you encourage an agent, new or someone who's getting back into the business or in the business? How would you encourage them to be more thoughtful in staying in contact?
well, can we talk about this comment real quick from this Gene Volpe is not
I
here
would.
because he's
I was
playing a
just going to say
violin for money.
that. Read that out loud.
Gene J. Volpe, the Volpinator, is not here because he's playing the violin for money at a cheesesteak restaurant in Philly.
What a dick.
I wrote that. I don't know why it didn't come through, but that's I put that comment there. So
we're still gonna make fun of
we
him.
love Gene, but god damn it, get on the show.
Yeah, motherfucker, get your shit straight.
Yeah. So what was the question?
I don't know. I forgot. I lost my thought. My thought pattern when it came to cheesesteak because I'm freaking hungry.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, next thought pattern in regards to wealth building and lead generation, everything else. Jake, if you could pick one thing that people can take action on literally today, small or big, because I have my thoughts on this, to start building a visibility pattern for them and so they can get leads, where would you start?
I would go to Freedom Move USA.
I knew that. That was coming.
I knew he was going
to.
to.
He couldn't even wait for you to finish the sentence, but it's true. It's true.
It is true. It is true.
Yeah. So then you have a unique selling proposition. You can immediately turn around, say to every single person inside your cell phone, guys, just come check with me first before talking to another agent. Let's see if I can help you save $10,000 to $25,000 on moving, unless you want to pay it. So we have agents that are just crushing it right now. One agent literally has over 30 families that he's dealing with right now. So much business that he's literally begging other agents to go ahead and come over and help him out. The inside referral opportunities are huge. One of our agents in Denver got a phone call referral from one of my other agents out of Florida, and that referral was worth over $116,000 in commission.
Wait a minute, that's like a $5 million home.
There's 3 transactions.
Yeah, 3 transactions.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
yeah, 3 transactions. Somebody went in and sold their home in Florida, purchased an $800,000 and some house while they're building their 1.6, and also needed a 10-year commercial lease. All from one phone call. The total move cost too, we were able to go ahead and save the client, even if it was passed along completely. There was about a $12,000 to $15,000 savings. Total move expense from Florida to Denver was right around $7,000. Both agents went ahead and split it in half. So $3,500 on each side, and went ahead and turned into over $100,000 of commissions. All because of wanting to help somebody save an expense that they would have incurred regardless. So
You know what? I'm gonna piggy tail on that one a little bit. My girlfriend and I just moved to a new place, and we got bids from other moving companies, and they were at, I think, like $7,000 to $8,000, and it is a short move here in San Francisco. It is a short move. I got it done through Freedom for $1,400 out the door. Done. 3 guys, 2 trucks, hour and a half. Boom, done. My clients lose their minds when I tell them that story. So that is a great leverage point, Jake. Nick, what would you do?
So Jake talks about this all the time of doing your business push-ups, right? And to piggyback on what I was talking about in the beginning of that TikTok video, where I jokingly said I'm never going to be that guy, but that tends to be what happens is you see somebody like that, 5% body fat, ultimate athlete, and you look at yourself and you go, I don't like I don't know how long that guy's been training. He could be training his whole life. He could be an Olympic athlete. I have no idea who the guy is, right? But we go to the gym, we see that video and we go, "Oh, I need to do something with my life." We go to the gym for 30 days, we don't turn into that guy, and then we quit, right?
Mhm.
So this is hard. Like anything that's worth anything in life is hard, right? My weight loss journey took 12 months and I'm still in it. I'm not even close to done, right? Um, we need to be less ADD and less squirrel like. Pick one thing and do that one thing for 12 months. If that one thing is listening to Greg McDaniel and his scripts and objections, and you're going to
Hell
call your
yes.
database and actually have conversations with people on a daily basis and make 50 phone calls a day, do that one thing for 12 months and then measure it. If you are going to listen to me and start creating content and do short form video 2 to 3 times a day for 12 months, track it for 12 months, and then make a decision. But don't make 12 videos or 12 phone calls and then give up because you didn't get a closing. The people that are successful in this world with anything have thousands of hours behind the scenes before they technically make it. And we live in this instant gratification society where we think we're just going to see what somebody did and copy it in 6 months and then have their business. And it just doesn't work.
No, it does not. There was a number of years ago, and this goes back to what you were just saying, Nick. There's a gal I was dating, absolutely, car accident hot chick, right? Like you turn your head, you're like, ah, shit, crash. And she and I broke up, and my one thing that I wanted to do is I'm like, you know what? Next time I see her, I want her to look at me and be super bummed out that she wasn't around and in my life anymore. And so what I did is I got up at 3:00 in the morning for 4 years. I was in the gym nonstop. I got fucking ripped, like stupid ripped, and there's no steroids involved. But my point was is that my goal was like, you know what? I want her to see me in a bar and be like, oh fuck, I screwed up. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It did happen, just to let you know. She walked in, walked past me. I said, hello, name undisclosed. And
We'll
she
put her
got
address and phone number in the comments.
Oh, I absolutely will. But the point is that she walked past and she was ashamed. She was bummed out. So, dude, I was seriously ripped. Like, it's no joke. For your business mindset, have that same thing. If you have a competitor or someone who you want to beat or something like that, go out there with that mindset. Wake up at 3:00 in the morning. Work out for 2 to 3 hours a day. Get better than your competition. Because guess what? They're not doing that. They're comfortable. Get uncomfortable. Be comfortable being uncomfortable and just crush skulls because it does pay off. Matt and I, when we started this podcast, you guys have heard the story many, many times. We didn't even think anybody would listen to us. We really didn't. We just were having fun making some content and just messing with each other. it's grown into something way bigger. Now we have 3 or 4 different podcasts. We have reunation.com. By the way, guys, go there if you like this. This is we're turning that into the YouTube of real estate content on every level. So reunation.com. We always joke that, some people podcast, some people golf, some people play tennis. We're podcasters and content creators, and that's where we ran. So where could you shine in your business today? And you don't have to give a flying fuck about anything about where it's going to go. Just start doing something. So Jake, when it starts to do something in someone's business, if that's the one step in the beginning, what's the second step that people can start getting visibility?
Well, I want to reiterate something. If you guys are real estate professionals running your own business, congratulations. You're an executive. You're an executive of yourself and your business. All right. So what does that mean? An executive is execution. Execution means taking action. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take actionable steps for your business and do your business push-ups, right? Take action, go out there, keep moving. That's so critically important. Greg, I've got this video pulled up of this violinist in the subway if you want to go ahead and share it.
Here we go. Bringing it live now.
Yeah.
All right. So, Jake, walk us through what we're looking at right now for the folks who cannot see it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Josh Bell, one of the world's most famous violinists that literally commands attention to the tune of $1,000 a minute in the right audience. So today's marketing roundtable is to talk to you about you could put together the most beautiful performance, and if it's in the wrong area or to the wrong audience, you might have this type of reaction. Very little. So don't get frustrated. But here's a 30-second clip here real quick.
And this is in the subway. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing in that clip, if you couldn't see it, is there were people just walking right past him, not paying any attention to what he was doing, and it sounded absolutely amazing. Like Jake said, it was $1,000 a minute or an hour, excuse me. But yet everyone just disregarded him. So, what are you doing in your business right now where you're being discarded?
Because I'm sorry, man.
No problem.
I was gonna say one thing to kind of note on this too. This is an old article, so this is really pre-social media, right? So if this was 2022 and this guy did this, he probably would have viral TikToks or viral that people would be recording him, and it'd be all over social media. So the point to that is also like show your expertise, right? So if he was never in the subway, if you're never making a video showing your expertise, people aren't going to be able to find you, right? So right now in this day and age that we live in, you could be the smartest negotiator under the sun. You could know more about a specific neighborhood than any other agent. But if you're not talking about it on social media for people to find you, then no one's going to know about it, and it doesn't exist, right? So back to the business push-up side of things and back to the weight loss thing, it's all about the habits. So create a successful habit and then do that habit for an extended period of time and measure it, right? So right now, the fear of opening up and being yourself, or if you're a real estate agent, you're not creating content because you think that being in your car, you don't have a Mercedes, so you can't be in your car. You don't have a remodeled kitchen, so you can't do a video in your kitchen because you don't have quartz countertops and 42-inch uppers and beautiful chandelier, like all that kind of shit, whatever. It's removing the biggest tip that I give anybody, and I just, for me personally, and I did this on my weight loss, and I've coached hundreds of other people the same thing, If you're nervous about video, it's because, and this is video, this could be public speaking, because I overcame my fear of public speaking by doing this. Anything that you're afraid of, you have some sort of expectations attached to it. What I mean by that, if you're afraid to stand up in front of a group of people and give a presentation, or if you're afraid to go on a listing appointment and give an official presentation to a seller, it's not because you can't do the presentation, because I guarantee you can do the presentation in front of a friend or your coach or your mentor. The difference between doing it with a customer and not is you have an extreme amount of expectations tied to that action. So when you're at a listing appointment, your heart's beating out of your chest if it's your first listing appointment, because you feel like you failed if you walked out and didn't get that listing. If you shoot a video and you don't get 1,000 likes and shares and people love what you're saying and you're like the best person ever to be on video, you have that expectation and it's crippling you. So literally that mindset shift, all you have to do is just remove, and it's a lot easier to say than it is to do, but if you could really practice this, if you remove all expectations from your actions, then everything becomes infinitely easier. And that's when you start to get things actually coming to you, because you're being your true authentic self, and it doesn't matter, because life is what it is and things are going to happen no matter what. And you literally have no control over anything except your thoughts and your actions. So just do you.
So here's a thought pattern on that one. I agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I've walked into multi-million-dollar listing appointments and opportunities and business, ventures and so on and so forth. Nick, I think what you said is very valid, and I think Jake's going to validate that behind me on this one. When I was afraid, I killed the deal because I couldn't wrap my head around it. I was just so fearful of losing it. One of my good friends, Casey, he told me one day, we're talking about relationships, like personal relationships, and he's like, he who cares less, or she, doesn't matter, he or she who cares less when it comes to the transaction wins. And I'm like, that's one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard in my life. Then I put it to the test, and I went on a couple of dates, and I just didn't give a shit. Guess what? I got more than a couple of dates. Then I went into Jake's laughing. Then I went into business, opportunities, and I just didn't give a shit. I was 100% authentic who I was, and I owned my space. So I think that point is very valid, 100% valid. And fear,
it takes a lot of self-confidence to do that. So I don't want you to it takes practice to remove expectations, especially when you have to get this listing to sell this house to pay your electric bill next month. I totally get it.
Right? Totally get it.
That's the cross that you bear signing up to be a small business owner. That level of stress is what you live under for a while, right?
But
or maybe forever, depending on how you operate, right?
But you don't have to live under it. You can defeat it. You can get above it, because you when I walked into my first $3 million listing, who I found doing cold calls, I was petrified by myself. My team wasn't there. It was just me. And I walked in, and this is what I told myself. I said, this is my listing. I am going to sell it. There is no if, ands, or but. It's like going to go buy a banana or an apple or a bag of chips or something like that. You're not going there like, maybe I can buy it. It's like, nah, bitch, I'm buying this shit because I'm fucking hungry. So it's the same thing when it comes to your listings. It's your mindset. It's your buyers. It's your mindset. Like, you control your space. I mean, Jake, I see you twitching. So jump in on
I'm just hanging out watching the campfire.
Burn.
There's a comment in here from YouTube. It says, there's a question from YOLO to the moon. I heard some markets are doing well and some will crash hard. He's asking, or she's asking, opinions on the Atlanta Fulton County market. All right. So markets are going to go up and markets are going to go down. You might be in a micro market that has some pullback, some hesitations. We're seeing a lot of things changing, right, in different markets and on a national basis. However, This is the Marketing Roundtable. So we are always going to have ebbs and tides. Your job is to go ahead and be the best you can be an ambassador for folks. People need you when markets are up and markets are down. So the goal here is taking action, getting out there. Question to each and every single one of you in the audience. Did you text every single person inside of your database and wish them a happy Memorial weekend? Did you send every single one of those people an email with some of your unique selling propositions over the weekend in addition to that text message? These are the little triggers. These are the little things that you need to be putting into action. All right. So brand is important. Communication is extremely important. Staying in contact with the people that you've served once before or people who are close to a conversion, become referable. We have to be taking action, ladies and gentlemen. So if you take anything away from this Marketing Roundtable today and the example of the violinist, it's put together your best performance consistently. Put it out there. Make sure it's going to the right audience. You'll know. You just have to go ahead and put it out there and see what happens. Take action. You guys got this, can do it. So, but there are big things that you can be doing moving forward in 2022, regardless of what the real estate market is going to do. You need to be the person that folks think about when time is in their corner to do something in real estate or if they have a question. So I urge you to make sure that you're approachable, referable. You're the person that they think about when they need to do something in real estate.
Yeah. Jake, that is a phenomenal way to end this show. I love that. I guess I sat here and I was just like in awe. I'm like, he's so fucking right. This is amazing. I love it. Nick, your final takeaways for the show. And then guys, you know your jobs for the end of this show, but Nick, take it away.
I mean, to piggyback off that, that's again, there is a lot of chatter about that, but you are now letting outside factors affect your decisions, which you have no control over, right?
Right.
And so the counterpoint to that, if you have a client saying, "Hey, I heard the market's going to crash or whatever," well, if we've been 20 to 30% year over year in appreciation in most markets across the country for the past 3 or 4 years in a row, and we pull back 20%, is that really a correction? Because we've been so hyperinflated for so many years, or is it just a slight adjustment? Is it just a little bit of a cool down, right? The world's not coming to an end when it comes to real estate because there's still low inventory. There's still people that need to move, and YOLO to the moon, right? I think that handle itself, like you need to have the mindset of people are going to make money in down markets and people are going to make money in up markets. Don't let the market help you decide on what it is you're going to take action on every single day. Get your fucking piece of the pie, no matter what the market's doing. And you have the ability to do that.
Yeah. You know, and I appreciate you guys asking my final thoughts. So thank you, Nick. And thank you.
You're welcome, Greg. You're welcome.
I've been on a binge of watching this Top Gun Maverick trailers, right? And there's one trailer where they're ripping along the desert floor, and he just pulls the lever and he goes vertical. And you see these dust tails behind this jet just going Mach 1, Mach 2. Jake's probably going to chastise me on the back show about what I'm talking about, but go watch it. My point is that no matter how low you are right now or wherever your business is, you can pull the lever back, press the gas forward, and go fucking vertical. Make all the competitors turn into your dust tails behind you, and you don't give a flying fuck about them anymore, whatever that means for you. So we love you. You guys are beautiful, incredible, powerful human beings. Never doubt that. Nick has lost, I think, 3 humans in his weight loss. It's incredible. Jake has killed more humans than we can ever talk about. It's okay. We're in the same wave. Jake is looking at me like, what the fuck, man?
That's not completely accurate.
No, it is not. And that's why I joke about it. Nick, Give me your one last takeaway, and we're out of here.
I mean, takeaway is remove all expectations from everything that you're doing, and you'll be infinitely more happy. And you will take action more often if you remove those expectations.
Love it, man. I love it. Jake, takeaway, my friend.
Jeez. You guys got this. Go do something today. Report back. Let us know if it works. All right. Go. Go to work. Stop listening to us. Go do something. Go. You got this. Go.
You know, I love that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to do a couple of actions here, and it's very simple. I want you to go out there to every place you guys listen to, watch, or hear our voices, our faces, or anything else. Give us a 5-star, not a 2-star review. Make sure that you guys can comment and do a hashtag for Nick or for Jake or for myself. If you like us, you don't like us, even give us that kind of comment, because we're going to show your comment on the next show if you don't like us. So rock and roll. We love you to pieces. We can't do it without you. Nick, color for the bow in the show, please.
American cherry.
Really gonna make me write that out?
I'm rocking with the wood theme for the rest of the year, just so you know.
All right, that has so many jokes on that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so American cherry. Jake, what's your color for the bow in the show?
Walnut brown.
Yes.
What is with you two? Okay, here it is, guys. Here's the bow on the show. Thank you for watching. Like I said, give us a 5-star, not a 2-star review anywhere you listen or watch us. We have an American cherry and a walnut. What brown? Blue?
Yes, Greg. Yes.
Okay, we're just gonna go with walnut brown. Anyways, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you guys in the next show. Until then, peace out, ninjas. We gone.